They did it. They did it. This is the Star Wars that my dead best friends would have been proud of. A lot of the stuff we've seen over the years, I wonder how they would have felt about it, how devastated they would have felt about it if they would have been here. This is something that they would have loved to see. Fake Goodwin here, and eventually we will like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Help promote and rank up my channel. It means a great deal to me. So we're going to be talking about the season finale of The Mandalorian, Season 2. And it is absolutely amazing. Like, solid from start to finish episode. Hands down, the best episode of the damn season, of the damn series. It is some of the best Star Wars content we've gotten since the original trilogy. Since Return of the Jedi, it gives fans something that they've longed for. Like, seriously, this episode will just blow you away. It does have its flaws, it does have its issues with what they do, but there's such a surprise in there, and so I'm gonna give you fair warning because there's gonna be spoilers. This isn't a traditional kind of review. This is just me praising them for their actions, praising them, just fawning over the shit they did here, because as much as I just am disgusted by the sequel trilogy, and I'm not even somebody who enjoyed The Force Awakens. I'm not. So, Star Wars has been pretty broken for me. So, it's really hard to imagine that they could do something so great. I mean, ever again, even get close to that level of greatness. It's unimaginable, because it just felt like this is done. It's 6 feet deep, and it's desecrated corpse that's been pissed on, pooped on. They even went as far as defacing the grave. I mean, it's been pretty fractured and damaged to the point that it seems like it's unfixable. But this guy, Jon Favreau, leave it to him to come in and actually know what he's doing, and to understand Star Wars, and to know how to tribute the audience, pay tribute to the audience, while telling an interesting, entertaining story. So it's not just fan service. Yes, there have been some continuity errors along the way when it comes to this stuff. There's always been a level of continuity errors in Star Wars from the prequel trilogy onward. Even within the original trilogy, there's been continuity errors. So, let's just jump into spoilers. Fair warning, get the hell out of here if you have not seen the episode. Seriously, don't. Because I made some assumptions about where who would be the Jedi, where they would go, what they would do, and when you think of, in terms of storytelling and reality, what they actually did is the most fitting route to go. But when you let reality sink in and you factor in budget constraints, all this stuff, you think they won't ever actually go there. They won't ever actually go there, will they? So we're gonna get an Ezra Bridger. We're gonna get some kind of Grand Admiral Thrawn scene. Another thing is that this show. Where would it be without Baby Yoda? What would be the direction it goes? What would happen? Well, they did something truly amazing, and we've also got confirmation of the BobaFett series we've been hearing about that they failed to announce on the Disney Investor Day. But when it comes down to it, what this episode did, the most shocking thing this episode did, so it had solid action acting, everything you could expect that the Mandalorian and Boba Fett would go recruit Bo-Katan and her crew to assemble this crew with Gina Carano to go board Moff Gideon's ship and have this big epic showdown. that would involve Dark Troopers and all that played out as expected. And there were some truly tremendous action scenes in here. It is mostly girl power, but to me, it didn't bother me at all because all these characters are pretty likable in their own way. So none of this, all female characters getting the spotlight, none of that really bothered me because the Mandalorian was getting the spotlight. There was a lot of substance offered up. They even addressed the Boba Fett is a clone, and Bo-Katan's heard that voice many times, and she doesn't take too kindly to it, knowing what they did. So that was pretty cool to have that in there. I'm not sure how I feel about the little showdown between Boba Fett and that other girl, and whose favorite would have went in. I would expect that Boba Fett would mop the floor with almost anybody. But when it comes down to them boarding the ship and stuff, Bo-Katan comes up with this really good plan, and it plays out really nicely. And as you would expect to some degree, there are, some bumps in the road that they hit along this mission, and then you get a real nice conversation with Moff Gideon and the Mandalorian. And it goes where you would think it would, but new problem. Beating this guy who holds the Darksaber now means you have some kind of obligation, and that this is a problem with Bo-Katan, who wants to take over Mandalore, who wants to claim that throne. But all the acting in here is solid, special effects are solid, except for, a little bit of a nitpick at what they do. So the big spoiler, the big surprise, is something that, everybody would assume it'd be the perfect route to go, but because the cost, the value, and the fact that they've doubled down on certain elements of the sequel trilogy and doubled down on certain elements with insulting and undermining one of the most iconic characters of all time. Guess who shows up here? An X-Wing shows up to save the day when everybody's trapped. An X-Wing shows up to save the day, and a Jedi's on board. Everybody's trapped. Dark Troopers are pounding at the doors. They're these epic-ass Dark Troopers that are just unstoppable juggernauts. Well, a Jedi shows up and starts wreaking havoc on this army of Dark Troopers. And the way the scene's designed, the epic music, just the glimpses you see of, like, the hand, the black glove. You know where I'm going with this. So, the green lightsaber. I was making an assumption that this can't be Ezra Bridger, because he would have shown up with Grand Admiral Thrawn. This can't be Ahsoka, because that's not her lightsaber colors. And then you see the glove, and then you just know. You know what's about to happen. You know what's happening. You don't know if they're going to go as far as showing his face or not. But this was truly epic. This is the Luke Skywalker the sequel trilogy should have gave us. This is the stuff that we've been waiting for since the original trilogy, since Return of the Jedi. This is the Luke Skywalker that we've all wanted to see. This is the Luke Skywalker that Jon Favreau is showing respect to. The Luke Skywalker that Kathleen Kennedy, Rian Johnson, in the Disney sequel trilogy just threw under the bus, insulted, made fun of, made a joke of, made him look like a loser, a failure, a nobody. That he wasn't the legend that we all remembered and loved. He wasn't what the stories that came after Return of the Jedi led us to believe. He was just this loser. Even Mark Hamill's complained about it. But in here, he's just this shining light. He just wreaks havoc on all these Dark Troopers, these damn near impossible to stop juggernauts. And when it finally shows his face and stuff, it's pretty cool. They've got his face, his voice. I was expecting him to say, I'm Luke Skywalker, and I'm here to rescue you, or here to save you. I can't remember exactly how that line goes, but I was expecting them to just kind of dub it. But he started saying stuff completely different, but he was there to pick up Grogu. And they even had him with R2D2 show up. It was this most mind-blowing thing you could ever expect. One hell of a Christmas present. So, you know, it's just absolutely amazing that they would actually do this. My mind is blown. I'm really proud of what they've accomplished, and now I'm wondering how much credibility there might be to the Ahsoka show, maybe going to erase the sequel trilogy because it does kind of have that time symbol. I'm just wondering what all is going to come out of this, if any more. Regardless, if we don't get any more Skywalker adventures or anything like that, this was enough that it was really amazing. It gave us what we needed from a sequel trilogy that the sequel trilogy didn't actually give us. This feels like a true, respectful, honest tribute to the original trilogy, to the fans, it's everything the sequel trilogy should have been. You've got your expanded universe characters and things there, all brought in as, the books and comics and everything that came after Return of the Jedi that built up this universe. You've got stuff like that in here, whereas the sequel trilogy just went its own way, where it created all these things that never really paid off on anything, and it disrespected everything that came before. That's my opinion anyway. If you like the sequel trilogy, then good for you, but for me, no. This was amazing though. Luke Skywalker, they had the de-aging. It didn't look like 100% great. It kind of looked a little video game-ish to me, a little awkward, a little weird, but it's truly awesome, truly amazing. It looked a little off, but who gives a shit? It's Luke Skywalker, man, and this is the kind of action we've been wanting to see him in. Him picking up baby Yoda and having R2D2 with him there, and them just heading off into the Tatooine double sunset, so to speak. So, it was pretty awesome. It was pretty amazing. Moff Gideon has been put down, apprehended. So I'm wondering if he's going to be on Gina Carano's New Republic show as a prisoner, since he's got information, if she's going to be getting that information from him and going on missions to... That's an interesting thought. Where does Mandalorian Season 3 go? It almost seems like this should wrap up the show, but because we've introduced the fact that he's beaten Moff Gideon and taken hold of the Darksaber, and that now he's kind of he has rightful claim to the throne, and it causes a certain element of conflict there with Bo-Katan. So I expect his adventures to be all about the throne of Mandalore, reclaiming the throne of Mandalore. I don't know, maybe gearing him up, prepping him for that role. I guess that would be where the next season goes. But big thing here in the end credits, stay for after the credits, because another big thing, Bib Fortuna, if I remember correctly, that's his name. He's gotten all fat and stuff, and he's set up nicely at Jabba's palace. So in the end credits, at the end of the credits, you've got this guy just there with his own Twi'lek dancer and all that, and then BobaFett and what do you call her shows up. His pal, they show up and they just take it over, and he sits like a boss on the throne of Jabba. Just sits there like a boss. So that was pretty cool, and it teases the book of Boba Fett coming, or the book of Boba. I can't remember if it said the book of Boba Fett or the book of Boba, but that's something to really be interested in. We've heard talk that they're filming some kind of Boba Fett stuff, but they didn't say anything about it at Disney Investor Day, which seemed a little weird and a little off. And there was speculation that Pedro Pascal... there were rumors Pedro Pascal was having behind the scenes drama and essentially gonna get replaced by Boba Fett as the lead on the show. Well, I mean, season 3 could actually be about Boba Fett, but I do think he's gonna have his own show. I would expect him. I expect him to continue this year. So, I mean, this is a pretty solid episode. I would go as far as giving it a solid 10 out of 10. Let me know your thoughts, your opinions, how you felt about this, how much it meant to you. I thought it was truly amazing. It was the sequel trilogy we deserved. Awesome stuff. There's just so much more. There's other things in there, but this video is kind of going on a little bit long, so I'm just going to end it there. But I was truly blown away by this. Like, subscribe, comment. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. Again, this isn't a sort of traditional style review. This is just me praising in awe of their choices here. They went all in with Luke Skywalker instead of using some substitute like Ezra Bridger or Ahsoka. They went all in. They said, no half measures. We're going all the way, full measures. Like it was really awesome. I didn't expect Disney Star Wars, anything under the Disney Star Wars umbrella, to go that far. I wouldn't expect them to let Jon Favreau take it that far, but Jon Favreau is a boss. This is the guy you need in charge of everything Star Wars under the Disney Lucasfilm umbrella. So, let me know your thoughts and opinions. Fake good one here. Eventually we will. Stay awesome. Rock on.